Hey there, this is Soumya Mishra, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to use the MeraTutor.AI TutorBot. We are going to discuss the AI models that are supported by MeraTutor.AI and how you could use them effectively. And we are also going to take a look at the Explore section. So without wasting more time, I'm going to bring up the MeraTutor screen, and this is where we are on the MeraTutor.AI dashboard. And if you have to look at the AI tutor on the application, there are two ways to do it. I'm going to show you the quickest way to do it. If you click on Ask Anything, or okay, let's just click on Ask Anything. And once you click on it, you see the tutor bot coming up. Now, the best way to use it is like you can get study help. We have some prompts to help you get started, like explain the concept of photosynthesis in simple words. Let me click on that. All right. So I just click on it, and this is how, the AI bot is explaining us understanding photosynthesis simply. It's essentially how plants, algae, and some bacteria create their own food using energy from the sun, and you can read through the rest of it. So this is like how you use the AI tutor bot on MeraTutor.ai. Also, anytime you ask any particular question, now based on your age, based on your grade, we also recommend you follow-up questions. So here we asked a question about photosynthesis in simple words. So here you see there are additional AI questions. What is the role of chlorophyll in photosynthesis? Why is photosynthesis important for animals? What happens to glucose the plant produces, right? So all these questions are related to the question that you just asked. I highly recommend, if you are a student or you are a teacher or you are a parent, go through these questions, because since these days the days of rote learning is over, and it's very important that you are clear with the concepts. These questions are tailored to ensure that you learn more, you get curious, and you get your concepts clear. So all I have to do is like click on one of these recommended question, and then you wait for the answer, and our bot is able to provide us the answers just the way you see on screen, right? Also important to understand is like this chatbot comes with two types of models of AI. So let me show you how you could change the AI models while we are at it, and then we will see what difference does it make, right? So if you click on this gear icon, you will see that there is an AI model. So if you click on the AI model, there's a basic mode, and then there is a prime mode. So far, whatever you have been seeing, the output was from a basic mode. Now, for most of the use cases, like maybe about 90% of the use cases, the basic AI is good enough. But sometimes if you think that you are not getting the right or the correct answer, or maybe you need a more analyzed answer, or maybe a longer answer, you could go to the prime mode, which is like a stronger set of AI for your study needs. So I'm going to click on prime mode. I just changed it. And then maybe I can try clicking on one of the questions. How does the plant move glucose to the roots? And we will see if there's any difference to the kind of answer we get. Almost same, but where I would suggest to use the prime mode is subjects like mathematics. You're dealing with IIT JEE kind of problems. You might want to use the prime mode for rest of the subjects like English, history, geography. The basic mode is almost just fine, right? So that's about a bit about the two kind of models that we have on MeraTutor.ai. Also, all your chat history gets saved on the left hand side of the screen. You could always go visit them, so you're not losing any of your data, right? Also, on the AI chatbot, these are some of the options. Like whenever AI is providing you some information, you could copy the response and maybe save it somewhere. You could also maybe for example, here we have transporting glucose. So maybe you did not understand it and you want to ask a question. So here you can code this message. So once you code this message, the entire message is now known to the AI. So, you can ask more relevant questions on that question. So, for example, I say simplify this explanation as a story, and I send it to the AI, and AI will be able to work on its own output and further simplify it the way you want. There are a lot of more use cases on this particular use case, and I'm going to take you through it when I'm on a subject page. So this is like, pretty much, how you are going to use your AI tutor. But let me show you how things get interesting, because this is like a generic chatbot for us. You could like, open the app and you can start taking picture, ask question, all that is supported on this AI tutor. We do support the ability to attach files. So, I can say attach a particular PDF like this, and I can ask question like summarize this PDF. You could do that as well, right? So this is how you can use the quick chat feature on MeraTutor.AI. For example, yeah, there's the summary for this particular PDF that I just uploaded. But where things get interesting for student, parents, and tutors is how you are going to use it to learn your school recommended curriculum or textbook. So remember, we uploaded courses to MeraTutor.AI, and I go to courses, and let me take you to one of the tough subjects which many people are not comfortable with. Let's go to mathematics for grade 8. And in here you have chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So maybe I'll go to understanding quadrilateral, chapter 3. And this is where and how we are going to use the AI tutor to learn. So here, let me go to a page with some sample questions maybe. So first things first we want to learn about a particular concept. So here you can see that, this page talks about polygon. So maybe all I have to do now is use the AI tutor to learn independently. How do I do that? So for that, there is something I call as the Snip tool on MeraTutor.AI. If you click on the Snip tool, you are allowed to now snip any part of your school recommended textbook. Like I'm able to snip this part right here. And once you snip it, AI understands everything around what you snipped, and you can ask questions to the AI. For example, here, I would say explain in simple terms, and I send it to the AI tutor bot, which of course is on the right hand side of my school recommended textbook. So imagine how powerful it is that you have your school recommended textbook on the left hand side. On the right, you have an AI tutor that is available with you all the time. Now I'm running MeraTutor.ai on a laptop. You could also do it using your phone, your tablet. On the phone, you have an app, and this snip feature, everything just works super cool on an app. So as you can see, AI did provide a response. So we asked it to explain a polygon in simple terms from your school recommended textbook. And over here, you can see, we're using the prime A, and this model was able to provide us this output. So based on the textbook page, here's a simple explanation of what a polygon is. So a polygon is, so in the explanation, you can also see, it talks about what a polygon is and examples from the page and important note. And also it does suggest us the related question around polygon, like how many sides does a quadrilateral have? Is a circle considered a polygon? Can a polygon have two sides? And all you have to do is like click on those related questions and get answers to them. And it really is powerful, because now what happens is your school recommended textbook or any textbook or PDF you're trying to, it gets interactive with AI. So this is how you can convert any of your school recommended textbook or any source you are trying to learn from. You can like really make it interactive using AI. And this is where, MeraTutor.ai comes very handy, because you can structure your school recommended textbook on MeraTutor.ai and get help anytime, right? So here we again got the answer to what we just asked, right? So this is really a cool feature. Now, if you would like to get a summary of the whole page, like for quick revision, there is a way to do it. All you have to do is like click on the summary section or the tab right here. And in here, I already have an AI summary generated. I can click on regenerate and try to do it again for this video. So let's wait for a moment. And in here, you can see that there is a summary that was generated. Talks about polygon, convex and concave polygon. And this way you could like create n number of summaries on any pages that you're working on. Also, there is a way to save the AI output in the notes section. So in here, you can click on one of these AI outputs. So for example, let me go to this output and say I want to store it as a note for my future reference. All I have to do is like click on it and the AI output gets stored in the note section, like in here. And the beauty is like you could export these notes and print it for, future use, or you could just have them all on the notes and during the exam preparation, you could look at them, right? Revise. Interesting feature to also discuss while we are on the AI tutor bot is explore section. That's kind of my personal favorite because anytime I engaged with MeraTutor.AI TutorBot, there are a lot of interesting related questions that come up, right? And maybe I would want to refer back to them and not lose them. All these questions get stored on the explore tab right here. So here we do have the related question to explore. So you can see some questions are all quadrilaterals polygons? What is a diagonal in a polygon? Can a polygon have curved sides? So there are many questions, and the more questions you solve, the better you become as far as the concept goes. So, these days in India, anywhere, we want students to be good in, concept wise, right? So all you have to do is like come to the explore section, look at what AI is suggesting, and then click and generate the answer, and you get answers for the particular question that kind of help you learn more. I highly recommend parents, teachers to ensure student, go through the explore section and try to learn more. If you're a student, you should do it. So that is something that I would love to share with you. I hope it will be useful. Now let's go back to the AI tutor bot and let's look at one of the output. Like here, we got an output and here are some options. You could copy the output as I explained earlier. You could also quote this message. Let's try to do an interesting thing. Let me take you to the exercise question. I'm looking for some questions. So here, exercise 3.1 has some questions. For example, let's look at question number 6 or maybe 7. So, it's very important that you practice the chapter exercises in your school recommended textbook. Normally they are, either solved in the class or, provided as homework. And now you have MeraTutor.AI to assist you with the homework, right? So all you have to do is like use the Snip tool, and you could, in this case, I'm selecting question number 7, and I'm going to say answer in short, or I need step-by-step solution. So I should say solve step by step, and I am going to send it to the AI tutor bot and see if it can solve it. Of course, it did. And to understand better, I'm going to maximize my tutor bot. So this is the step-by-step solution for question number 7. Here you can see that it was a 10-sided polygon, step 1, step 2, 3, and the result. This is how it was able to solve this polygon question. And if you are stuck anywhere, you could work with MeraTutor.AI so you understand how to solve any problem and then learn from it. Now, the second step would be once you learn, the second step could be practice, right? So this is where it gets interesting. I could use the code function. So I'm going to code this message, right? So I just solved a question. So I'm going to code this message and say, I need 2 more questions to practice this concept. No answers, please. Okay. So, when we are like learning, it's very important we practice, right? To understand if, we are able to really understand the concept and solve it correctly. So here, I asked AI to generate more questions and it did. So you can see how I used the code feature to generate practice questions. So right now I don't have the answers, just the question. And now let's say, as a parent, you want to get an answer to these practice questions. All you have to do is again code this message and say, solve this, right? And these questions to be solved, and there you go. AI has provided the solution, and this now helps you to ensure your child, your student, or you yourself were able to solve it properly or not and match the answer. So this is how learning happens in the world of AI, and MeraTutor is the perfect platform to assist you on your self-learning journey. I'll minimize this window and let's look at any other thing that I may have left. But yeah, this is how you can use the AI tutor chatbot on MeraTutor.AI to do literally anything as far as learning goes. There are a lot of other use cases that we are going to cover in my next video. For now, you may log into MeraTutor.ai, upload one of your school recommended textbook or any PDF you want to learn, and start using the AI tutor bot so you get comfortable on it. You could do really many things on the tutor bot, and we are going to slowly and slowly uncover those many other features in our next or upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. Appreciate it.